What's up, gamers? Welcome to Crazy Frog Fan for 2069, the podcast. I'm your host, Crazy Frog Fan for 2069, the host. In today's episode, we'll be discussing Stranger Things psychosis, which actually might lead to violence. Counting or not counting gang violence? And we'll be answering a question from a fellow patron, Garen, that I forgot to answer last week. And thank you for watching. This is the first podcast episode of the new year, 2026. And this episode will be free for all Patreon members, paid or not paid. Just give you a little taste. If you want to give me $1, then you can listen or watch these every week. Now the pressure's on. First topic. I will not be discussing Stranger Things Season 5 or the finale in detail. I might even say this is a spoiler-free discussion because I'm not really here to talk about Stranger Things per se. Here to talk about social media's reaction to the recent flop of Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers flop. The Brothers Grimm, and then there's the Brothers flop, the Brothers Duff. So, Stranger Things, while that happened, Stranger Things came out, Season 5. Pretty bad audience reception, I would say, right? People are confused, they're angry, they're frustrated. But there's also a cult-like, and that's usually a positive term and for TV shows. It has a cult-like following. But no, this is cult-like. You know what I mean? A reaction to the flop that was the season and the finale. People are trying to rationalize, why did this happen? Oh, wait a second. It's not the finale. There's going to be more episodes. And I'm being dead ass, guys. This is a thing on my TikTok. I am on Stranger Things schizo posting TikTok, and I'm not going to show it to you. I'll play some of the audio. An example.
And I want to point out some of the things I found first.
That's the wrong spot. I'm sorry.
This story is not done. There is something weird going on. Okay, this is not a theory. This is not a gate. This is just an observation. So if you want to say the observations are all just writer's mistakes, sure. It's writer's mistakes. You can go ahead and scroll, all right? If that's the way you want to write it off. Fine, maybe it is. But I don't think so. It's not a theory. It's not a gate. It's dilemma. It's a dilemma. What is going on?
No shade to that person. No shade. But they've just been all over my FYP because I'm eating this up. I'm like, what the heck? I've seen a TV show before and it ends and people aren't happy. I've never seen this before, right? So I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. And, you know, they have a bunch of videos where they're like, if you look right here in the corner of this shot, they were like, I watched the episode 10 times. And if you look right here, this is actually a clue. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if this was IRL, I'd be like, okay, all right. Yeah, I believe you. You know, because I'd be like a little scared. And honestly, it's giving, like, again, no shade to this person. This is not the only person. This is my whole FYP, because TikTok is like, this, you're eating this up. And I'm like, I am. Give me more, right? It's a little manic episode. There's a manic episode going on. It's like Goku when he's like doing the spirit bomb and he's like, lend me your energy, people of Earth. And everybody puts their hands up and energy goes to the spirit bomb. This is like, people are having like a manic episode with Stranger Things, being like, no, it was bad on purpose. And they're all like feeding into this huge thing. There's hashtags and stuff. I'm like, what the heck? I'll look at the comments, because I'm expecting the comments to be like, oh, this is crazy, like cuckoo. No, the comments are like, I knew I wasn't the only one. The Duffer Brothers are geniuses. Vecna is not just using his powers to trick the characters. He's using his powers to trick us. Right? I was like, girl, it's over. Okay? The show's over. I'm sorry. I love that show. Do I think it's the best show ever, even before season 5? No. I think it's really great at times. Overall, it's just a good, entertaining show. I don't think any season's really like, I love season 3 a lot. I think everybody's got their opinions, but I think objectively, it's just like an entertaining, good show. Not everything always makes sense, but it doesn't really matter. It's compelling enough. It's a nice story. And now I'm witnessing, because the last season was a flop. And dare I say, objectively, and that is my opinion, but my opinions are always right, guys. I have very good opinions. In fact, I would just say I have the best opinions, and that's a fact. Objectively. It flopped, right? Season 5 flops. Great, love the memes. I love the memes. Wait, this is my favorite meme. Will, I don't like girls. Meanwhile, Holly in Super Hell. I don't know why I read like that. I think because I kind of sounded like low key, like how I would kind of read like that in school. I feel like when they like popcorn, and I'd be like, so we're witnessing people freaking the F out and going through the stages of, they're speed running the stages of grief, right? They're in denial. So they're like, no. They're like Joyce in season 1. Will's alive. I'm gonna bury Will at his funeral. See that? The acting, so good. Season 1, amazing. Season 2 was the only season that I was like, I watched it, I was like, this is good and entertaining, but I didn't like love it. Other than that show, I'm a fan, okay? So I say this with love. People are cuckoo, and I feel bad, and I don't blame them. They're going crazy, and it's not just like one or two people. It's a movement, all right? And sometimes it's like kind of jokingly, but then sometimes it's like very, very serious, right? They're like, I told you. And they'll be like, dude, they just changed. And obviously Netflix will change stuff There was a shot of the character Holly had an Under Armour logo, which wasn't invented in the 80s. They edited, digitally erased that because people were making fun of it, obviously. But that one TikToker, they were pointing out a bunch of stuff. They were like, this is different. I remember it was this way. Right? So these are the same people that, right, they're like Mandela effect people, but they're also kind of like if they were religious, it would be the rapture. But instead of like Jesus, they have like Vecna Funko Pops. You know what I mean? So they've spent a lot of money on these Dustin Funko Pop with green hat. Dustin Funko Pop with red and blue hat. Like, they have invested money into this. They've invested their time. Obviously, these shows are not short. They're long. Their energy, right? This is now also a part of their identity. Sometimes their TikTok account is literally like Stranger Things fan, Crazy Frog fan. Wait. This is Vecna. Okay. So Vecna's a pen now. And this Logitech webcam is Crazy Frog Fan 42069. Okay. Hey, Crazy Frog Fan 42069, it's me, Vecna. Vecna? From Stranger Things? Yeah. Dude. How are you? I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. I know you might have got excited there. I'm flopping the Duffer Brothers. I've been possessed by the Duffer Brothers. Every time I see interviews of them, I'm like, even before this season, I'm like, I don't know if these guys are weird. Not to be mean. I do think, look, was Stranger Things queer baiting? That's a big thing people are talking about now. Obviously, these fans ship people. These are like the same type of fans like the Star Wars sequels, right? They love to ship people, right? It could be fun and stuff, but it's also very serious for some people. And then the actors and the creators, they'll be interviewed and they'll be like, I don't know. But doesn't that kind of blur the lines with, is it queer baiting? I don't know. I don't know. Me being mpreg, is that queer baiting? I did think about that. But listen to me. Let's get back on topic. I have notes this time, guys. I'm speaking with like kind of a lisp. Like my tongue. I wish everyone in my area had like speech classes as kids. And I was homeschooled till 3rd grade. And then 3rd grade, I went to Catholic school. And then 7th grade, I went to public school. So by the time I got there, I was already all fucked up from being homeschooled and in Catholic school. I felt so stupid. It was like so behind in so much stuff. Sorry. Anyways, but other kids, they had like, yeah, they're like, oh yeah, I had like speech classes, and I'm like, dude, I need those. Maybe like Fiverr enunciating classes. So that's like what this podcast is kind of like, guys. We just go, we talk about something, and I go a little off topic, and then we go back to the topic. Stranger Things. People are freaking out. They're like, this can't be. This is part of my identity. I'm not saying these people are MAGA. I'm just drawing a comparison to if politically you're trying to change someone's mind. Like if if I was talking to a MAGA person, which I have, and I'm trying to rationalize, or like I'm just trying to like meet them on a personal human level, trying to explain something, it could be hard to convince someone, perhaps not even MAGA, perhaps even just a really religious person, because they have spent a lot of time and energy and money to get this identity, right? So they're comfy in this. This is their skin that they have crafted from whatever, right? It could be religion, it could be being Republican, it could be both, it could be other stuff, right? But it's similar, I think, with sometimes with like Harry Potter or something like that, right? And Stranger Things, where it's like, I've spent so much time on this. You cannot tell me. It's like their nervous system, I think, is literally like, no. It's like, no. It's not over. It can't be over. And it's bad? No, it can't be bad. It's not bad. Wait, it's not bad. Wait, this is Stranger Things season 5, right? And this is the Duffer Brothers. And the Duffer Brothers are taking a big poop on Stranger Things season 5, but it's on purpose. Why would they do it on purpose? Because it's not real. So their whole theory is, this is all fake. This is Vecna doing his powers, psychic abilities, to trick everybody in the show. And if you watch the finale, it's a finale. You're like, the credits are rolling. It would be weird if they were like, that was fake, guys. The whole season's fake. Guys, here's the real show. That would be insane. At this point, you know what? If they could redo it, I'd be okay with that. They do that with anime, right? Are they going to do that? I don't know. Probably not, right? But they think, no, that's intentional. Make a bad show to trick everybody. I'm like, that's genius. Make a show that everybody hates and then make it again. If they did that actually, I'd be like, egg on my face. You're right. But that's cuckoo. And I'm a open-minded guy. I like to also be, open to the universe and positive, and like, yeah, anything can happen. But I'm like, oh guys, no. Look, I love Stranger Things, and I'm not blinded by nostalgia, guys. Stranger Things came out, right? Loved it, watched it. I loved it, right? Season 3 and 4 in particular, it was like a crazy time in my life, because it was like right after graduating college was season 3, and I was having health issues, which I've talked about before. I'll talk about it again. Season 4 came out during the pandemic. Both those seasons got me through tough times in my life, but I think they're good. Are they perfect? Are they amazing? Is it the best show ever? Is it like Breaking Bad? No. It's just a good, entertaining show. There's great acting. There's really cool effects and great, the music, the soundtrack. Like it's like, I enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. And I didn't want it to be a high artsy thing, but dude, running up that hill with Max, the first time she did it, because they did it like a million times in season 5, but the first time she did it, where it was really meaningful, I think I cried. I think I remember tearing up, or if not crying, because it was so, just the pacing was pretty great in my opinion. All right, yeah, I'm sure there's a thing or two that if I rewatch it, I'll be like, yeah. But my point is, I'm just saying this. I like Stranger Things, right? So when I saw season 5, I was like, oh my God, this is bad. This is bad. I don't know why I'm like singing. That's very like old school YouTube. Like, anyways, guys. So why am I talking about this? I think these people that are like schizo posting about Stranger Things, dude, hire them for like the Epstein files or something like that. You know what I mean? Because they're like, no, guys, the Duffer Brothers. I'm like, you seem to know you seem to know a lot about the Duffer Brothers. What about the Epstein list? What about Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know. I feel like they could like release the rest of those files in like a day if they put the same amount of effort into this theory. That's a whole other gripe I have. Everything's a theory now. Ever since like Taylor Swift, I'm gonna say it, this is the same type of energy with Taylor Swift. Like, dude, she used 20 vowels in her latest song, which means 20. The number 20, guys, it's literally like, have you ever seen A Beautiful Mind? Wait, is that the movie? I think so. Spoiler? I don't want to spoil that movie. I don't know if I've ever seen it, actually. Isn't he schizophrenic in it? Anyways, it is, right? I don't mean it in a mean way, schizoposty, but it is like very like imagining stuff and finding meaning in stuff where there's no meaning. These Duffer Brothers, I mean, look at them, guys. They are not that smart where they're like putting, of course there's Easter eggs and little, but guys, it's not that, guys. Now, I'm not here to talk about Stranger Things. I'm here to talk about this phenomenon because I've experienced it personally, where I wasn't schizo posting, I was just schizo, okay? When The Last Airbender, M. Night Shyamalan's version, when that came out, I was 13 and I saw it with my sister, my older sister. I was so excited because I loved Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I was like, oh my God, this looks so cool. When I saw the trailer, I was like, I don't care. The Ong thing, right? I was like, okay, all right, whatever, right? Obviously, at that age, I don't really know. Everyone's white. Didn't really clock that so much. Not everyone, but like the Fire Nation's like Indian, and then like everyone else is kind of like white, and then like Earth Kingdom is like Asian, but like for the most part, very whitewashed, right? I wasn't clocking that at age 13. I wish I could say that I was, but I was not raised in a household that would give me the tools to clock that, right? So I was just like, Avatar: The Last Airbender, yeah! Oh my God! We go see the movie, and my sister is such a Rotten Tomatoes person. I hate Rotten Tomatoes, even at that young age. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I want to just see the movie. Do not bring up Rotten Tomatoes. She was like, dude, people hate this movie. Everybody hates this movie. Fans, critics, it's bad. Immediately, I'm like annoyed. Because I'm like, I just want to enjoy it. You don't know how long this like means so much to me. Like literally, because again, when Avatar came out earlier, would it come out like 2007 or whatever? I probably was still like, not like religious. I grew up in a religious household. I probably was still occasionally like praying, like, God, can you make me like an airbender? Or you know what I mean? I literally would be like, can Percy Jackson be real? Right. That's another one, Percy Jackson. Honestly, that movie, I love that movie still. Maybe that is nostalgia, but I'll bring up Percy Jackson. Oh my God. Yeah, wait, this is a good example too. But let's get back to the story. It's 2010. 13 years old with my sister, my older sister, seeing a movie with her. It's just me and her, I think. We see the movie, Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's just called The Last Airbender. And it's bad, right? It's really bad. And I'm like, oh, I remember, this is very visceral memory. I'm like, whoa, this is bad. But I'm looking for things that I like. And I'm thinking, okay, well, this is bad, but there's going to be book 2 and book 3, right? There's going to be like 2 more movies, maybe then they'll kind of like fix things and blah, 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 blah. And the movie finishes. We stand up and in the dark theater, we have like our, drinks and food. Honestly, probably snuck in. I've never really, it's rare that I've bought in food or popcorn or candy at the movie theater. Usually we go to Five Below, or sometimes, guys, I would even bring a burrito, a full burrito in my pocket. Like not Chipotle. I don't know if it's a different place, but anyways, we got our stuff. We stand up. I'm quiet because I'm realizing one of my favorite shows ever. It's got like the worst movie ever adaptation. And I'm realizing, oh my God, this is my expectations were so high and this is so low. Like, oh my God. But in my brain, I'm doing the Stranger Things thing where I'm like, no, but maybe, maybe it's good actually. Wait, no, maybe it'll get better. No, maybe. My sister's like, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God. Right. And I'm like, it's not that bad. She's like, are you kidding me? It was terrible, whatever. And I was like, oh. Well, are you talking to me through the lights? Mom! Bro, so wait, let me get back to the story. That scared me, I'm not going to lie. Could you hear that? If you couldn't hear that, and I am schizo posting on Patreon. $1 a month. Okay, well, let me get back to the story. Okay, so my sister's like, it sucked. I hated it, right? She's pushing my buttons, but I push her IRL, which I'm not. From my memory, I've never like pushed my sister or anything like that. I literally was like, it's not bad. Ugh. And I pushed her. And I remember immediately being like, that was embarrassing. Like, I can't believe I just like pushed my sister over. And she was like she was so mad at me. And I think like she told my mom and stuff, and it was like a whole thing. I got pushed. And then I pushed. I was pushed to violence. Do you see what I'm saying? It's crazy. This can happen to you. I was 13 years old. Some of these people on TikTok, they're definitely, I read the comments and I'm like, this is probably like an 8-year-old with an iPad. But some of these people are like middle-aged, like white women. They got their Funko Pops and they are tweaking out, right, over Stranger Things. But I was tweaking out as a 13-year-old boy, but I was 13. So that's what I'm saying, right? I learned my lesson. I was like, this did suck. And you know what? Things suck. Things made by huge companies can suck. Just because a bunch of money was poured into it, it doesn't mean it's going to be good. And if it's adapted from something good, because honestly, this season of Stranger Things, it almost felt like it's like an adaptation of what we know of Stranger Things, right? Stranger Things, it's like it's been so long since the last season, right? So it feels almost like this is like it feels kind of like that almost, where it's like I watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then years later there's a movie. Oh my God, it's a crazy thing. That's what it felt like with Stranger Things. It's like you watch Stranger Things for all these years and you're like, this is awesome, and then years later the ending comes out and you're like, what? This is crazy, right? So I've been there, and obviously, I apologize to my sister. Honestly, from my memory, I realized pretty quick, like, that was so embarrassing. Like, I can't believe I got that upset. And I literally told her, like, the next day, I'm like, that movie, like, The Last Airbender was so bad. And, you know, I was like, I just was really excited, you know, and I'm sorry I, like, you know, attacked you in the movie theater. No, I probably was just like, sorry. Because I had a little Bieber coconut head, little hair flip. So I remember at the time they were like on the news, like, all this hair flipping that the preteens are doing is like they're getting like neck pains. Like, my mom would be like, stop hair flipping, and I'd be like, ugh. But really, I'd be like, ow. And they'd be like, you could shake your brain, it's like rattling in your skull. Maybe that's why I'm the way I am, because of Justin Bieber. I was hair flipping and my brain was rattling around in my head, and the frontal lobe didn't develop rightly. It probably developed backwards, my backward lobe. So I have notes this time. Believe it or not, guys, I have notes. Sorry, I'm going off track. So, Stranger Things, people are going crazy. And not to be that guy, not to be, you know, woke Uncle Mitch. Is that a thing? Like a really woke uncle? And everyone's like, oh my God. But I'm like, listen to me. When was Stranger Things really good, right? It was so good. First season, I don't think Netflix believed in it really. You know what I mean? They were just pumping out stuff and seeing what stuck. The first season, the practical effects, they had a lower budget. The directing, because they had a lower budget, maybe instead of showing the monster a bunch, right, we're going to do classic horror filmmaking techniques to hide the monster. I'm thinking the first season they had a real guy in a Demogorgon costume. There's definitely CGI, obviously. When they're in the walls and upside down, they'll push on the wall. They had a practical effect where it was like, you know, and they've done this in horror movies, I think. I don't really watch them because I get scared. Stranger Things is like what I can handle. Season 1, like, they push on the wall, right? It's the wall. Season 5, it's like a red portal with a CGI Demogorgon versus this like real hand on the other side of this like fake wall that's made out of like whatever material, that kind of rubbery material. So like you could see the fingerprints, and it's like, oh my God, they're gonna rip through the wall. It was so cool. It's trippy, right? And it was a great show. Now it's a brand, right? It's a huge brand. And I thought it was still a great show when it was a brand, when it became a brand, right? I like season 3 and 4. I like season 2, right? I like when the show became popular still and was a brand and had Funko Pops and stuff like that. I still thought it was a good show. And there's plenty of things that obviously, like, tons of money is poured into it. There's t-shirts at Target, blah, blah, blah. And it could still be good. It could still be entertaining, guys. And we're talking about pop culture here. We're talking about popcorn movies, entertainment. It doesn't have to be high art. That's not what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about, like, stuff can be good. It can be entertaining. You don't feel like you wasted your time and you were engaged. Maybe you compelled. Maybe you cried, you know? We shouldn't poo-poo pop culture unless it's bad, right? And there's a difference. Some pop culture stuff is bad, and I eat that shit up. And I'm sorry for cursing, guys, but this is what happens. For you guys checking out the Patreon, I might curse a little, guys. So, all right. So, Stranger Things is this brand. There's like video game, Funko Pops, blah, blah. It's just a lot of crap, right? Dustin now, season 1, he's got that hat, right? The iconic red, white, and blue hat. Honestly, it felt like his character was going to wear that hat for the whole show. And you get to see him grow up and he's still got his childhood hat. It just felt, in my opinion, felt like what the intention was. But then, no, he's got a different hat. And then he's got a different hat and then another hat so you can get the Funko Pop with this hat and the Funko, right? And season 3, like all their clothes are like, you can buy them at Target. So they start doing stuff like that. I'm like, whatever, right? Obviously, you can change costumes and outfits between seasons, of course, right? But I'm feeling. You think the Mind Flayer is the villain of Stranger Things? No. It's late stage capitalism. It's clutches weaving in and out of the production of this beloved TV show. And so when season 5 came out, right, they put it in theaters. They put the finale in theaters, guys. And they released all the episodes in 3 different chunks. They did this with Cobra Kai. Don't get me started on Cobra Kai, guys. That's a whole other episode. Because that is something. Cobra Kai is something that even I watched it on YouTube Red. Guys, it was on YouTube Red for like a season or 2. I watched that and was like, oh, this is like terrible, but I love it. And the first season is actually kind of good. And you're like, this is bad, but I'm so into it. And then you kind of let go and you're like, you know what, this is so entertaining. You get in the story. And then it got like actually like really bad, right? In my opinion, guys. But like I said, that's my opinion. But objectively, my opinions are facts, okay? Because I do have the best taste in the world. And I'm the smartest person in the world. So they did that with Cobra Kai, where they released it in 3 like chunks. And guess what? I never finished it. I never saw the ending because I was like, oh, you know what? Well, it's Noah Schnappy's in my walls. I don't know why that's happening. So they did that with Stranger Things, and then they have the gall to be like, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. That's when these come out. I'm like, damn, bruh. Like, shouldn't we spend time with our families? And I like seeing movies with family and stuff like that. That's a great bonding thing. But I'm like, damn, like greedy. Like, I just feel, I'm like, whoa. And then I'm watching it. There was like a couple moments in season 5. I was like, you know, that was kind of funny or something, right? Not saying it, but overall, right? Well, I'm not going to get into it, right? You could listen to anybody complain about it. I'll agree with everything, right? But I saw someone post this series finale of Stranger Things was amazing. Fight me. And the Vecna sound. Fight me. Pretend it's like anime. Fight me. The Last Airbender movie sucks. Shut up. You are like Papa. That person was doing. They were evoking violence, inciting violence. Counting or not counting gang violence? I am like, whoa, that's the vibe. Fight me. I thought it was awesome. Fight me. I don't want to fight you. We're on the same team, guys. The Mind Flayer is Netflix. The Duffer Brothers are Vecna. I'm 11. You are like Papa. And yeah, I was like, why? That's such a weird vibe. Because I'm like, look, it's... Sorry. Because again, my opinions are objective, guys. It's bad. It's bad, guys. It's bad. It's okay. We have to accept that. Why do I think people they struggle accepting something's bad? Like, it's kind of like what I said earlier. Like, it's part of their identity. It's sunk costs. They've spent money and time and energy, right? But also, I think it comes in connection with a fear of death. All people are afraid of things ending and dying, right? But now we live in a time where, okay, well, it ended, but we kind of left it a little open-ended, and there's a sequel series coming out, there's a prequel, there's an animated show, there's a comic book, there's a video game. Like, it never ends. It never ends. Sometimes I'm okay with that. Sometimes I'm like, okay, if it's good, give me some more. If you had a fresh take on it, I'll take some more, right? That's kind of me with the Adventure Time stuff. Honestly, some of it I love. Like, I love the Finn and Jake. It was basically a movie, it felt like. Finn and Jake, Distant Lands episode, right? But there's some Adventure Time stuff where I'm like, man, it really did wrap up pretty good. Like, I'm like, I love that finale. And it's weird when, So I think people have a hard time with that. And obviously Stranger Things. Oh, we got an animated prequel series. I'm like, oh, I'm sure that's really going to help all the plot holes and not make 100 more plot holes, right? And look, I don't have the hugest problem with plot holes. Like, as long as it generally makes sense and I'm not like thinking about it and I can just enjoy. Because if someone points something out and I go, oh, yeah, you're right. But if I'm watching it and I just enjoy it, that's okay. But like this last season, that was not the case. I was thinking. I don't want to think. I want to feel. I want to feel like I'm there. I want to be immersed in the story and I think movies are so beautiful, and video games and music are all art. But movies, it's like you walk out of a movie theater, the joke is like, this is my new personality or whatever. But sometimes I walk out of a movie theater, I'm like, yeah, right? Same thing with TV, right? You finish a show, you're like, especially if a show, my opinion's fact, right? Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. I've rewatched those because it's almost like taking a book off the shelf and you're like, that's like the dust, and then you open it and you're like, oh my God, I love this. Oh, that was a great ending, and put it on the shelf, right? Stranger Things, right? It's like, oh, wait, the rest of the book? Someone pooped in it. What the heck? All the pages are stuck together with poop. Oh, it smells like poop. I don't want to read this book again. Someone pooped in it. Some shows, Arrested Development, seasons 1 to 3. Then there's like the 2 other seasons they did. I'm like, oh, those are like the poop seasons. There's some good stuff, but they're like the poop seasons. I like cut the book so the poop's off of it. I'm like, I'll just pretend that doesn't exist, and it ended here. Same thing with other shows. Like, I watched Entourage, and I was like, oh, this feels like it's ending. And then I was like, oh, there's like 2 more seasons. And then I hated those seasons. So I was like, okay, if I ever rewatch this show, like for some reason, I'm just not going to watch. I'm going to watch to here where it kind of had an ending, And Stranger Things, really, season 4 ended with this kind of cliffhanger, and then season 5 they just were like, they reset the stakes, right? Now, how does woke Uncle Mitch connect this with the ever growing, never ending hunger of capitalism? How do we grow? How do we please our shareholders? How do we sell more Funko Pops? Right? It's just like it's like insulting to the audience. People should be more upset. Some people will be like, it's not that deep. This is people's reactions. Oh my God, I hated this. This was terrible. I used to love this show. What the heck happened? Then there's other people who are like, no, there's going to be more episodes. You see me, right? The crazy, right? Then there's other people who are like, it's not that deep, guys. It's Stranger Things. Like, it's stupid. Like, whatever, It's like, it was like, okay, it was good. Like, whatever. There's that like nonchalant vibe. That's even more like evil and sinister, because I'm like, at least the other people, they're believing in something. There's imaginary extra season coming out. The Duffer Brothers planned it all along. Like, they're like, I like watching the TikToks, right? The other people, I'm like, oh my God, shut the fuck up, right? Like, they're like, that's Stranger Things. I'm like, dude, Stranger Things, yeah. There's some parts of Stranger Things, they'll talk about a topic. I'm like, damn, that was really well written or whatever. There's other times where I'm like, again, I can see what they're trying to say, where I'm like, yeah, this isn't high, like, art, like, super well written, like, whatever. But no, there's some great drama. There's some great suspense. There's great acting, great sets, whatever. Some janky CGI. There's janky CGI in, or even older movies, janky special effects. They're still super rewatchable because the story's good and it's compelling, right? That can really carry a movie or a show or something, right? So if the effect maybe wasn't as good or whatever, I'm already into the story. That doesn't my whatever, right? I don't give a hoot, right? So when we live in a society, this is the Joker podcast, guys, and I'm your host, the Joker. We live in a society, right? I was in New York City and I saw the Netflix building and I was like, it looks like an evil lair. What the heck? It's giant, like, warehouse. It looks like it's like obsidian black, like, just with that, and then it's got the little Netflix N on the corner, and it looks like an Amazon. Have you ever seen those Amazon warehouse things? They're just giant compounds, like giant big rectangle thing. That it was in New York City. I'm like, what the heck? That's right. And it's just, come on, guys. Like, these big giant companies, it doesn't have that magical feel, right? Of like in Big Fat Liar, when they're like in Hollywood and there's movie sets and stuff like that, right? Now, obviously, a lot of freaky bad stuff going on in Hollywood. So I'm not saying the old days were better. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, because these companies are eating each other and just getting huge, bloated, giant companies that own everything, and they are buying each other, and it's like a snake eating its tail now at this point. It's like cannibalism. They don't have the incentive right now to make a good thing for you and me. They don't give a crap about you and me. And you can see that reflected in the prices getting hiked up. And you can no longer have like multiple devices or whatever. Or if you're in a different area, like, I used to share Netflix with my family when I was in college and stuff like that. I wasn't like in the same area, right? We shared an account. Now they add ads. There's so many ads, right? They don't care. They are squeezing as much juice that they can get out of us. They don't care anymore. It's like The Producers. That's a movie and a musical and a movie musical, where they literally say, you can make more money with the flop. Do I think they were like, let's make the worst season of a TV show ever? No. But I'm sure many people were like, this does not sound good. As we've seen with the actors' interviews, it seems like they've kind of said stuff like that. And I think nobody really cares. They're like, who cares? They are going to watch this. They're going to watch it on the 3 major holidays where they're supposed to spend time with their families. They're all going to watch it. All the kids are home from school, blah, blah. The whole family's all going to watch this. They're going to go to the movie theaters in the cold and spend their money in the time I think we're probably in it already, a recession. Movie theater tickets are already super expensive. I don't even know what the straight. Maybe they were just normal movie theater price, like $20 or whatever the frick. Or was it more? Was it a special event? I don't know, but I know they sold out a bunch. They're going to take their hard-earned money to go see this piece of crap. Are you kidding me? They do not care. So we need the energy of these people on TikTok that are like, the Duffer Brothers, and the theories. I'm like, you know what a theory is? Maybe you should like, I don't know, look into like why this stuff is made, how it's made, right? If I'm making soup and I don't have that much money, right? But I've got some good ingredients, right? And I've got a sous chef and another sous chef, whatever, right? And we're making this soup and it's a hit. And then we get a bunch of money. Keep making that soup. Maybe make a little different flavor, right? Blah, blah. But as time goes on and we get more money, maybe my sous chef leaves. Or maybe I take out one of the ingredients. Or maybe now I'm not paying much attention because I'm getting so much money. I'm not even really paying attention to how much seasoning I'm putting in the soup. You know what I mean? So 10 years later, the soup is unrecognizable. It's like, wait, what the heck? You're the genius creator of this soup. Well, maybe plot twist. Guys, the chef is the Duffer Brothers and the soup is Stranger Things. TV shows, I don't know. I've not looked into this. This is my theory. Probably a writer. I heard, quote unquote, maybe one of the writers is not there. A woman, I think. I think she wrote that play, the play DLC of the show. So maybe it's the absence of a writer. Maybe it's Netflix getting involved or whatever. It could be a big one of those or a little bit of everything. It's just, you see this happen with movies because movies are such a collaborative effort. And if one person's missing, that could change the whole vibe. Because imagine you're on a road trip with people that maybe you're not that close, right? Man, I'm going crazy with the analogies, all right? But imagine you're on a road trip. Bro, I'm the perfect passenger, bro. Like I put on the best music or whatever, and then like the other dude's like, I just sleep the whole time and whatever, but I just have a great vibe. If one person's missing, the road trip changes, right? Oh, I'm actually gonna hang out in this state. See you guys, whatever, right? You drop them off. Now the road trip's different. The dynamic is different. This is what happens with TV shows, right? Or movies, right? And I think Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are so good because it's such a tight-knit crew. Like, it's like the same writers, from what I understand. I don't know for sure, but from the behind the scenes and stuff, it's like the same, like, grips, the same sound people. Like, it's the same people making the thing that they're good at making, right? So maybe Stranger Things is all the same people. Maybe there's one or two people, but that could be a reason. I'm like, this can happen. It can happen to any show. It can happen to any movie. If something's really good, it can become bad. Of course, this happens. And I've seen it happen. Obviously, we see this with Game of Thrones and stuff. But we are in a society that there's no checks and balances. Who cares? They're like, who cares? What are you going to do about it? I'm Netflix. I just ate this other media company or film studio. We're building giant studios here, whatever, blah, 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 right? We're trying to shut down movie theaters, right? How ironic. They hate movie theaters. They hate movie theaters. And they put that movie, the finale, into theaters. Are you kidding me? Right? Greed and art. Art and greed. You need money, right? In our society to be an artist. You can get grants and stuff, but there's other countries where you really can get a grant from the government and make art, blah, blah, blah. America, I would say, is the starving artist, right? Right. You're like, I mean, at this point in time, yeah, I can go on whatever. Me, for example, right? I can get views and stuff like that. Guys, I've had millions of views, over 50 million. I don't even know, probably more now, right? It didn't like change my life and like make me, I don't make like enough money to move out of my parents' house. People aren't like really checking out my music like in huge waves or whatever, right? There are people that do viral like social media stuff with their music and they become whatever, right? But my whole point is that like you got to sell out, right? You got to sell out because you got to eat, right? In my situation, I've talked about this in the other episode. I've been trying to get jobs and stuff for the past 6 months, right? And I've just having terrible results and luck with that. And it feels like a push to, okay, I'm going to go all in on this YouTube stuff or all in on whatever, right? But it's not to make it sad and grim and serious. Sorry, there's like a blue screen. I was playing Super Smash Bros. And my TV just reset. So my whole point is, I'm like unemployed, and my parents said, I was just playing Smash Bros. My whole point is that we don't have there's no incentive for them to be like, we are going to knock it out of the park and make some entertainment, some good American entertainment. Because this is America, right? New Jersey, where movies were born, right? Filmmaking, whatever, right? Or was it France? I don't know. I should probably know that. But right, wasn't it like Thomas Edison's crew in New Jersey? Whatever. But my point is, it's a very American thing, like Hollywood, right? There's no pride in it anymore. They're like, we don't give a crap. Bring back Chris Evans for Avengers, right? I love Captain America, the first movie. I love Iron Man, the first movie, right? I like the Avengers. I grew up with that stuff. I am that generation of being a kid growing up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then now seen as an adult, I'm like, I'm good personally. These are terrible now. And then this is me. I'm going to sound like a conspiracy person. This is my theory. No. Go woke, go broke. Oh, they added POC to Marvel and now the movies suck. That's not the reason, guys. The reason the movies suck is when they have special effects houses, guys, they move them around the world, guys, wherever they get the tax break. It is one of the worst jobs to have, to be a visual effects artist, because you get so worked, right? You have terrible hours, and I've seen an interview with this dude. He's like, it's hard to have a family because I was living in Australia. Now I had to live in Canada. Now I got to live here, whatever. They get moved around, and then they'll literally go out of business making a movie, like a visual effects house. And it's this $500 million movie. It's right? is this money laundering? Where's that money going? You see the Marvel movie, right? Or you see the recent season of Stranger Things, and you're like, how? That's a lot of money, guys. And it takes a lot of money to make a movie. You're like, wait, you did a better job with less money. Why does this look like crap? Because it doesn't matter. I'm watching it and I'm talking about it. In fact, maybe more people are talking about how bad it is, and then the crazy people are talking about how there's going to be more, right? And people are arguing and stuff like that. More engagement, right? That's the real conspiracy, guys. They don't care. They don't care if it was good or bad. You're talking about it. You're watching it. That's good. They made their money. And they'll leave it a little open-ended. And they'll make it okay. All right, which one of you actors needs work 5 years from now? You think they're going to wait 10 years to do Stranger Things? Stranger Things, but in New Jersey? Or I don't know. You know what I mean? They're going to do some other Stranger Things. I mean, they're already doing a cartoon. Are you kidding me? A cartoon? It takes place between season 2 and 3. What am I going to watch? What, Will getting a haircut? He's never gotten one. His bowl haircut. This episode it's an anthology series. This episode's about Will getting bowl cuts. I hope I'm making any sense, but basically it's just movies, TV. I'm just ranting and rambling. It's Marvel, it's Star Wars, it's Harry Potter. Guys, they have run out of stuff to remake, right? I grew up in a generation of reboots, remakes, and sequels, and like bad adaptations, right? The Last Airbender, right? Percy Jackson, I think, is a bad adaptation. That's just its own thing that I will enjoy watching it. I don't know. We got to get some like iPad babies and put them in front of the Logan Lerman, Percy Jackson, and be like, do you guys like this? Do you guys rock with this? Because I think I'm definitely affected by nostalgia from that. I love Percy Jackson. Oh my God, they're going to make a TV show? And the author, Rick Riordan, he's going to like, oh, it's terrible. Oh my God, wait. I watched like the whole thing and I was like, wait, this like sucks. It's not, the first season, I was like, it's worse than it sucks. It's like soulless. There's something weird missing from these shows, guys. And I'm like, oh, it's like care and life and it's soulless. Like there's no, I don't know what's going on, guys. And it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I was so upset when I saw Captain America. I love Anthony Mackie, Falcon. He's Captain America. I'm so excited. I go and see it and I was like, wait, this is terrible. And then immediately I'm like, oh man, this sucks. Because they're gonna bring back Chris Evans. Immediately they bring back Chris Evans. When you do stuff like that, nothing has weight. Nothing has stakes. This is literally like, dude, Wolverine, that actor from that movie that bombed, like, we're going to bring back that Marvel actor because it's a multiverse thing and it's just going to be so many cameos, right? Like, I'm not looking forward to that at all, guys. I don't care. Am I going to see it? Probably. I'm part of the problem. But I hate that shit, guys, because I'm sick of it. Am I going to see it? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe I'll wait, see it on freaking TV or something. But I hate when people are like, you're part of the problem. Those people going, seeing freaking Duffer Brothers visions. I don't blame them either. I don't blame the consumer, guys. I don't blame the consumer. That's such a big thing. Like, well, it's your fault, bro. It's your fault. Like, yeah, you can vote with your wallet. There's other ways to enjoy entertainment. So I'm totally about that. Like, yeah, don't give them the money. But if you just want to see how bad it is or whatever, you can just other ways to see stuff, right? But yeah, I don't think we should keep blaming the consumer, and I think that's this is what they want us to do, because they're like, yeah, you guys fault, you guys love this shit. No, we don't. Nobody asked for this. I do think audiences sometimes, like, could a fan have written a better season of Stranger Things? Yes, I think all of those fan theories and shit. Oh, if this happened. You read half of those, it's terrible, right? But anything would have been better, in my opinion, and my opinion's the best opinion in the world. So, would I have loved to see a do-over somehow? Yes. Duffer Brothers, if you can hear me. Vecna, if you can hear me. Help me, Vecna. Save me, Vecna. Dude, spoiler, when Vecna's like, and everyone's like, dude, literally it sounds like Napoleon Dynamite when he's like, cut it, it kills. When he's on the time travel thing and Kip's like on the switch. You know what I'm talking about, Napoleon Dynamite? Let's talk about independent movies, right? Or that kind of like middle ground where it's like an A24 movie, right? Where it's like people, I think general audiences think they're like indie movies, but like a lot of times they have, millions of dollars and huge actors and whatever, right? I love having that as an option. Do I love all those movies? No, right? But some of them, oh my God. I love Everything Everywhere All at Once. Probably the best movie in the past 10 years. I don't know. Love that movie. I still want a good popcorn movie. A good Star Wars, a good Marvel, a good Stranger Things, a good whatever. I don't want to sacrifice and go, these suck, so now I have to watch only A24 movies. And I'm sorry, A24 though, like low key is the excuse me. That's like the McDonald's indie. You know what I mean? I don't mean that in a bad way, but I'm saying like there's a bunch of money. It's a big thing, right? They got merch. My thing is, where are the indie movies? Guys, actual independent filmmaking is on Tubi. Okay? That's actual real independent movies. Making an independent movie like in the 90s or something like that. These are people, like, these movies were popping up. I mean, obviously people had connections sometimes, but like Kevin Smith from New Jersey, right? He made Clerks, right? He didn't have any connections, right? He went into credit card debt to make Clerks, and it got spotted at a film festival and started his filmmaking career, right? To me, like the A24 movies, that's not necessarily like that. I don't know if there's a modern day version of that, but it's like Tubi, right? That's an actual independent movie. An independent movie is like Ratatouille, like anybody can cook, right? Or everybody can cook. It's like you and me, like we can make a movie, right? And yeah, it looks crappy. We're making it with what we have, right? Or we raise some money or whatever. That's real, like independent filmmaking. And that to me is suffering so much, and I it's almost freeing because they are thriving on Tubi, but it's a very specific genre on Tubi. It's like almost like parody movie. It's like really bad and funny. Kind of feels like when you and your friends were like, let's make like a scary, funny movie, right? I love those. But yeah, I just think people are definitely making independent movies and stuff like that, but I think we should just watch more stuff that is crappy in a good way, because at the end of the day it's like, oh, they made this for $500. It's crappy, but it's actually interesting and I like the story or whatever, right? Versus, oh, they spent $500 million on this and it's crappy, right? I'd rather watch the other thing, right? But at the same time, I want a diet of, I want my broccoli. I don't really like broccoli actually. And not because it's not like a little kid, like, I hate broccoli. No, it's because it like gives me gas. Like too much. I actually love the taste of broccoli. I used to get pizza with broccoli on it, guys. So I'm an adult. But my whole point, and I've said that like 10 times, my whole point basically is the balance is so out of whack. Because I just caught myself in the camera, and I kind of did that Charlie Kirk thing when he sipped the Starbucks and he's like, the balance is out of whack, and we're getting just crap, guys. We're getting crap, and we're getting crapped on in every aspect of life right now, financially, health-wise, like, and it is 100% all connected. That's my crazy theory. Ooh, it's all connected, guys. And you wonder why it's not nostalgia, like, oh man, this thing was better back then, or this was back then. No, guys, it's not nostalgia. I'm tired of this freaking nostalgia thing, guys. Of course, nostalgia is real. Just because something was good in the past, it's not nostalgia blindness or something like that, guys. We have been so brainwashed to be a hyper consumer and throw out stuff, ideas, whatever, which honestly, I'm starting to sound like an actual conservative the way I'm talking, right? Because there are certain things, ideas, values, right? I sound Republican right now, guys. I'm talking about an art, right? Well, you can do everything. Well, now I just type into the AI, right? I see Reddit posts. It's crazy where they're like talking about the AI, like music making program. And they're like, do I have to like write the prompt? Why isn't there a feature that just comes up with prompts? And I'm like, bro, what else do you want, bro? Like, right? But just because something's new and shiny, right, doesn't mean if a turd is a turd, no matter how much you polish it or spray paint it with chrome paint, it's still a turd, right? A tool, if you had a, like, oh my God, this was made in the 50s typewriter or something like that, just because it's old doesn't mean it's worthless, right? People are so anti-old people. People are so because people are afraid of dying, right? And people, honestly, they associate like hand-me-downs with being like poor, right? And this is inferior and this is stupid. No, guys, I use old cameras and it makes my videos look crappy. Why do I do that? I hate how modern video cameras look. I have a modern 4K camera that when I graduated film school, I got this camera, right? The files are so big and my freaking laptop is full and my hard drive's not working. So my laptop, I'm literally like, I have like 3 gigs to work with. I like how that one looks. I researched that camera. It looks good. I like how it looks. Most cameras, right? I don't like how they look. I like camcorders. I like this. I like that, right? It's not for nostalgia. I'll see people comment like, oh, like he's got such a like nostalgia vibe. I'm like, no, I'm doing this because I don't want you to see every single freaking pore on my face. I'm doing it practically. And I don't want this to look like a weird, visceral, real life thing. I want it to have a little bit, like just a little veil to make it like geez, you know what I mean? Because otherwise it's like 4K HD. And you see stuff that you wouldn't even see in real life. And I have dry skin right now, guys, on my eyeball. And I have a giant zit on my eyelid. And it's kind of freaking me out. I've never had a zit there before. I was like, if I pop this, am I going to die? The zit is like Vecna. So when people make a movie, they're like, they filmed it on film and it looks really good. It's like, yeah, no shit, bruh. Like, film is always going to look the best. It's always going to look the best. That's why when they do a 4K version of a movie that was shot on film and they have a good like negative and all that shit, oh my God, it's like, yeah, because it's freaking science, bro. Like they're literally capturing light onto chemicals, okay? Digitals, like, I'm not saying one's better or the other or whatever, but I'm just like, you don't just discard something because you have this other thing, right? Because what are we sacrificing? You're sacrificing quality, maybe aura, vibe, for convenience, right? For, whatever, cost most of the time. And that's my whole point of this whole frickin' thing. It's usually to save money, okay? And it's not for you and me to save money. It's for some big frickin' jerk who has $1 billion to save money, okay? And then they go, I think we're going to make our streaming service $20 with a bunch of ads, and you can only have it on one device, and we're just going to screw you over, and half the stuff you can't even watch because you have to upgrade. All right? And anyways, that's right, guys. Crazy woke fan for 2069. That's me now. This whole Stranger Things thing just made me so annoyed. I was like, God, I just want to freaking watch TV, bruh. I keep saying bruh. But I really just want to watch TV. I want to watch a movie. I want to, like, are you kidding me? Can I just do that and exist so I can get through life? Now let's get positive. It's a new year, guys. I didn't really want to talk about like New Year's resolutions and stuff because honestly, I have seen the TikToks where they're like, actually, the spring equinox is like the real, like, they were like the white devil created New Year's Day in January. Like the real New Year's is like March or whatever. And I'm like, I'm down with that, guys. It's too cold. And I don't feel like this. I swear, when it's like March and stuff like that, that's when I'm like, okay, now we're starting. Now we're getting there. You know what I mean? Because now I gotta like, it's like cold and what the heck? Like, I'm not gonna get my life together, right? So I don't really feel like going through like what's my New Year's resolutions, whatever. But I will say I want to watch more stuff that I've never seen because I'm fed up. There are some things I could rewatch. I love Breaking Bad. I just watched The Wire. Love The Wire. I would rewatch that, but I don't want to really rewatch stuff. Even my favorite movies, like maybe I will, but like I really want to just watch like a new movie every week. That's my goal. Just a new movie every week and just new different things. So my recommendation for this episode, this is what I'm going to do every episode. I'm recommending Ping Pong, the animation. Ping Pong, the animation is an anime that is, I think, like 10 episodes. That's it. Dude, you should watch this anime. Oh, okay. It does have like 1,200 episodes. You can skip like this one and this one, and well, you gotta look up the episodes you can skip and blah blah blah. No, none of that. Just one episode. I love an anime like that, guys. It's just one season. It's a mini series, right? Or it's like 3 seasons, like Mob Psycho 100. That's like one of my faves. If you like Mob Psycho, you will like Ping Pong, the animation. The synopsis is it's about table tennis, ping pong, and it's really about life. The animation is beautiful. It does not look like your typical anime. The art style is amazing. In fact, I forgot his name, but I looked up the artist, the mangaka. Yeah, I do speak a little Japanese. I'm a little bit of a weeb. But I looked him up and I was like, dude, I am going to buy the manga. That's how much I enjoyed it. And then I saw they made a live action movie in the early 2000s. I'm going to watch that. Maybe that'll be my movie that I've never seen this week. Even though I saw the story already, I would like to see it in live action. That would be cool. It's such a beautiful story. One of the best things I've ever seen in my life. And you know what? It's one and done. That's the story. There's not going to be another season. There's not going to be a season where I go, this is where it jumped the shark. This is where it sucks. No, it's just a story. Because, back in the day, that's how stories were. And then he did this. That's the story, right? And we retell it for thousands of years, right? There's like the Odyssey, right? Or the Iliad or whatever, these long ass stories or whatever. Maybe that's like a TV show in modern times. But at the same time, yeah, I feel like money just drives stuff in weird directions that it naturally just wouldn't go in that direction, right? If you were just trying to tell a good story. Sometimes money will maybe breed a little innovation, maybe, we did another season because it was so successful and we came up with these great ideas. We were originally just going to do one season, right? Sometimes that happens and it's like such a good show or whatever, or a good sequel to a movie. I love The Karate Kid 2. Were they going to make a Karate Kid 2 always? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. But my point is, I'm not against sequels and blah, blah, blah. But I love Ping Pong the animation. It's just a great story. And you could watch it in a few days. You could watch it in one day probably if you have a lot of time. But it's really good. And you should check it out. And the animation's beautiful. I saw comments on YouTube going, I wasn't going to watch it. This is the Crunchyroll YouTube trailer of I thought the animation looked weird. Oh, why? Because there's not freaking anime jiggle physics titties? Like, damn, bro. Can you just like, what? Yeah, the art style is different. It's actual fluid, cool animation. It's such cool animation, guys. I mean, it's not the most like super fluid, whatever. It is so artistically directed and edited, and it made me cry today. Because yesterday or today, I started off the new year watching at like 4 a.m, the Stranger Things finale. That's how I started the new year. So then in the daytime, I was like, okay, I'm actually going to watch the finale to Ping Pong the animation. It reset my vibe. I was like, okay. And I cried, guys. I cried. Not just in the finale. I cried multiple times throughout the show. Like little tears, but then the finale, big tears. I'm sorry I made the microphone peak. I'm sorry. Anyways, check out Ping Pong, the animation, and comment if you've ever seen it. You can comment, talk about Stranger Things if you want, guys, but honestly, my opinion is the right one. I didn't really want to talk about Stranger Things. I just wanted to talk about media right now and the state of things, just overall feeling crappy in my country, right? Maybe in other parts of the world, but like from my perspective, right? And I've seen a lot of people online share similar things where they're like, everything sucks now, right? Yeah. Hey Arnold movie, all the movies when I grew up, the bad guy was always like a developer or like a CEO or like, right? And like people are like confused, like, dude, why are you guys so freaking woke? We were the witches you could never burn. It's like, I don't know, because I probably watched Hey Arnold and he like the bad guys. I don't know. It's like maybe that influenced it. Probably not, but there was good stuff made back then. And guess what? Yeah. Oh my God, there's a POC. Or oh my God, there's a kid in a wheelchair. Yeah, guys. Dude, obviously there's stuff that doesn't age well from the 90s and 2000s, but there was a lot more. I feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just a feeling. Felt a little more diverse, right? And most of these shows take place in the East Coast or West Coast, right? I'm an East Coast person. I live in a diverse place, right? Went to a diverse school. So seeing that stuff feels like, yeah, this is life. And then I guess there's people right in the middle of the country and they only know white people. So maybe they're the people that are like, what the hell? Why is there a kid? But my thing is always, they say that too with like gay people, or like, my thing is like disability. Anybody can become disabled, right? There's like a kid in a wheelchair. Oh, of course. There's a kid in a wheelchair. Yeah, bruh. Yeah. Because when I went to high school, there were multiple kids in wheelchairs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like weird. So the whole go woke, go broke thing can go choke. Yeah. Because it's just like, bruh, you just got to make a good thing. And I see the way people talk about, like, and this is in film school too, like when you're coming up with your story, you're almost coming up with your pitch, which in a way is your brand. And it's like, what are we doing here? We're selling a brand, or are we telling a story? Because if you tell a good story, people will buy the lunchbox. You know what I mean? People will buy the Funko Pop. People will buy the t-shirt. You know what I did after watching Ping Pong the Animation, guys? I Google Ping Pong the Animation t-shirt, Ping Pong the Animation manga. I'm like, I want to, as a consumer, spend money on this because I enjoyed it so much and it had an impact on me. And guess what? It's so good. I'll come back to it later and rewatch it. I'll dust it off and I'll put it back on the shelf, whatever. So it's going to be in my life for the rest of my life. I'll rewatch the show until I'm an old man. And you know what? It made me want to play ping pong. Am I going to see Marty Supreme? Probably not, guys. So if you see me playing ping pong, oh, bro, this guy watched Marty Supreme. No, I watched Ping Pong the Animation. And there's like no merch, guys. It's all like Redbubble. I actually kind of want to make my own. I'm specific about t-shirts. So I'm like, I would like to get into screen printing because I'll just make my own Ping Pong the Animation merch. Or maybe I'll just like print a poster at FedEx. Well, so that's my whole thing. I hope that was interesting, and let me know what you think. Again, you don't have to talk about what you liked or disliked about Stranger Things. That's not what I wanted to talk about. Because trust me, everybody's already talking about that on TikTok and stuff. But I hope you guys have a happy new year. And if you're celebrating now, if you're celebrating in whatever, February or March, whenever, I hope you have a great new year. I really do think spring, like March or whatever, that's when I'm going to be like, I'm ready. It's my new year, And crazy times we're in, guys. And this whole like internet psychosis thing with Stranger Things, I mean, you see it with everything. Everything's a theory. Have you guys ever heard of bird theory? Like, do you ever see comments like that? Oh my God, this is egg theory. Oh my God, I'm like, bro, how about get a job theory? I'm just kidding, guys. See, that to me, that's actually not woke of me. I am also unemployed. So I'm looking at my notes. These are my notes, guys. Happy New Year. That's what I wrote that as a note. Happy New Year. Stranger Things. They're not good notes because I'm like, what? But yeah, this is my Patreon, guys. It's very just, I just yap, and it's not really well polished and whatnot. But if you like this long form stuff, thank you for joining. And if you want to throw in $1, you can get this once a week, okay? Because you'll get my opinions every week, and my opinions are the correct opinion because I'm objectively smartest person in the world. I'm Marty Supreme. Is he a tennis player in that or a ping pong player? So isn't that crazy? The marketing worked. Like I know it exists, but I don't know anything about the movie at all. Which I usually would rather. I like to just see movies. Maybe I'll see it. It worked. Last week we did some voicemail questions, but if you have a question for me, guys, comment below. Okay? That's what we're going to do. I like the voicemail, but I think it'll be easier. Just leave it. If you have a question, comment on the video and I'll, try to answer them. If I don't get to your question, keep asking stuff, because it depends on how many there are. I want to try to do them all, but no guarantee we're going to get to every question every week. I'm acting like there's like a million questions, literally. But literally, ask your questions. But last week, Garen asked, like, do I have any fears? Or, like, what's my greatest fear? Just, like, fear. And honestly, maybe my fear, honestly, not to just tie it in with what we're talking about, but I guess it's on my mind. My fear is kind of, like, pulling a, like, George Lucas or whatever. Hey, people love the prequels, guys. I grew up during that time. In my opinion, is objectively true and stuff like that. I can enjoy stuff from those movies and other movies. And it's crazy when something's bad now compared to what was bad in the 2000s. You're like, oh my God, this is great. Like in the 2000s, a bad movie. Dude, Speed Racer. Oh my God, I love that movie. I recommend that too. Speed Racer is a perfect example of an IP that they were just pulling out and going, Speed Racer, we'll make money with Speed Racer, like Gen X or boomers love it, whatever. They gave it to Wachowskis, who made The Matrix, and they made such a good movie. The tone is perfect. It's all about tone. That's what was off for me, the main thing. Lighting, blah, 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 writing. In Stranger Things, if the lighting's bad, the writing's bad, whatever, blah, blah. The tone was bad, in my opinion. Plot holes, yeah, sure, whatever. But the tone was whack. It was off. Tone is so important. The vibe, right? What's the vibe? Oh, my God. I don't know why I said it like that. Oh, my God. Speed Racer's vibe is so good. And it's just such a great movie. It's amazing. And I remember leaving the movie theater, and I was a kid, but still, I just remember being like I was so happy. I loved it so much. It bombed or whatever, right? Reviews are terrible, right? Rotten Tomatoes, whatever. If that movie came out today, oh my God. The hype would be crazy. It would be so different. It would be a completely different story. It'd probably get a freaking Oscar. You know what I mean? And I'm maybe not, but maybe. It's a beautiful movie and the vibe is so great, right? It's just like the tone and the story, it fits. It's perfect, in my opinion. And I think that about a lot of movies. I'll be like, this is perfect because it's exactly what it's supposed to be. Is it the best thing in the world? That it's perfect for what it, you know what I mean? It's not, they just did it. They pulled it off. That's what it was supposed to be. Bam. There's never a part when I'm watching a movie. If I go, if I think about something that I'm like, all right, it's not perfect, right? It's good. It's okay. Whatever, right? So I feel like, maybe my biggest fear is making something like a movie or music and people are like, bro, what the F? Like, what is Mitch doing? You know what I mean? And then I have people that are like, no, he's making it bad on purpose. You see, Mitch is Vecna and that is his poop. And so that might be a fear. That's kind of vain vibes. I'm a very anxious person. My fears are, I'm always afraid of dying. But honestly, after having a surgery, and I've like gone under, I was so scared to go under for a colonoscopy. But I had a surgery right here to get rid of a cyst. And they, cut open my neck. I was like so scared of that. But when I woke up, I truly, it was not a life-threatening anything at all. It was nothing to be really scared about. But you do have to sign a waiver like, all right, we're cutting open your throat. You might die. You know what I mean, right? Obviously was not going to die. But it was scary for me. And when after the surgery, I really did wake up like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I used to be really scared of planes and like flying because I only did it like once as a kid. So when I flew the next time, I felt less scared because I was like, I don't know. So I'm not as scared of that stuff. If you put me on a Ferris wheel, I'm going to have a panic attack. So I have anxiety. But to me, that's not like fear, like a fear, like deep fear. I really, this isn't really a fear. This is more like a dread. Like I really just don't want to have like a health issue again or something like that. Even like an old age, I'm like, I want to get so healthy and like fit, do yoga and stuff. I don't know. I just want to like, I hate going to hospitals and doctors and stuff like that. But maybe my fear is more vain, more like just making something. I don't know. Even like this stuff, it's hard for me to make this stuff, guys, where it's really crappy. Like the mic is like peaking and it's making noises and I'm not making sense and I'm yapping. This to me, in a way, I'd rather never put anything out like this. But that was my whole reason for starting to post on TikTok. I was trying to post stuff of me just talking, and it has opened. It hasn't really like opened doors, but this year, I'm really trying to be like, I'm going to try to make my living off of music and YouTube and Patreon and Cameo and Bandcamp, like just try to go all out. So that all started with me letting go of, just being like, all right, I'm going to shit post or whatever, right? So that is hard to let go of even today. Even as I'm making this, I'm like, I just rather not post this. Which I know you might be like, oh, just don't post it then. Like, bro, it's okay. You don't have to post it. I know, but I guess that's my fear. I don't know. Or maybe my fear is honestly like not living, like just not going for it. And then I'm like, I guess my fear is regret. Just like, I don't want any more regret. Not that I have like a ton, but like regret is something that I feel like, it's definitely part of it, grieving, like grieving relationships with people or grieving a life that you thought you were going to have, that, and it becomes regret, you're like mourning something that never happened, or like what you thought was going to happen. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's all like therapy stuff, but you know what I mean? So, or maybe you don't. I shouldn't assume things. But I hope you enjoyed this, guys. And, I love the memes from Stranger Things. So I'm really happy about that. I love seeing people doing their theory videos, where they're like screaming at the TV and stuff like that. So there's positives. I think the new year, not that I wasn't going to talk about, I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but I do think I'm not trying to do resolutions. The only one, I guess, was just watching movies and stuff, trying new things, like whatever. But I keep saying I'm not going to do that. And then I'm like, here's a resolution. I would like, but if something's not going my way or plan or whatever, even like going out or something, like anxiety gets in the way, I'm trying to just accept like where I am, like what's under my 2 feet, being present in the moment and not having expectations. Do I want to be like a stoic, like I'm stoicism pilled? No. But I do want to like not be like up here and down here. You know what I mean? I just want to kind of chill. And here I am, this is where I'm at. And, on New Year's, I went out dancing. I was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm going out dancing. Was it the funnest, craziest time ever? No. I think I felt the disappointment coming on because I'm like, I'm a little anxious. I'm out. I've kind of become a homebody because of my pots. But I was like, I'm out dancing. That's fun. Like, let's bring it down to like the core. I'm like, that's what I wanted to do. There's music, beautiful people all dancing together. This is wonderful. And guys, I am going to turn 30 in 2026. This is the end of my 20s in October. So it's a ways away. But if you see me getting crunk at the club, do not judge me, guys, because when I'm supposed to be at the club, I was in college and I was like in class all day. I had long ass classes and I had 3, look, were they really hard jobs? No, but I had 3 different jobs on campus to help put me through school. I was not clubbing then. I was also in a really committed like relationship, you know what I mean? Then I graduate and the pandemic happens. Before you know it, guys, and then obviously my pots and stuff, before you know it, I'm 29 and I have been to the club like 3 times. That's not true. A little more. But my point is, call it the club or whatever, anywhere, a bar, a party, a club, a DJ thing. I just want to go out and dance with my friends. That's what I want to do. We need to do that more. I want more people to go out and dance. So, like, that's so fun. Why aren't we doing that? Let's do that more, right? And, yeah, and I'm sober. Not by choice, because my pots, when I drink alcohol or smoke weed, my blood pressure drops and I like feel like I'm going to pass out. And my heart rate goes skyrocket. I would like to maybe like get back into weed one day, but I think alcohol I'm out because I'm so dehydrated for my pots, so I don't think I should, whatever. I wasn't much of a drinker anyway. So I'm sober, guys, at the club. Just like, I'm dancing, you know what I mean? I just got the music, and I was like, this is enough. This is great, you know what I mean? And I think old Mitch, it's almost like middle school Mitch, where middle school kind of gives you like an insecurity and stuff like that, where you're like, like I'm at the pool party or the school dance, and you're like, I was like, who cares? Who the fuck cares? Who cares anymore? Obviously, I still get embarrassed or insecure or shy or whatever, but I'm trying to just flex that muscle more. Just go out dancing. Let's go out dancing. Or go see a movie by myself. I don't know. You just got to go try things. And I think I need to become an actor. That's another thing. I need to learn how to enunciate. And I think I need headshots. And I thought about making a YouTube video where I take like a acting class on Fiverr or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, here's the news, guys, for my YouTube and my music. I'm working on learning how to use my music stuff. I got a new camera. It's an old camera. It's a Panasonic something, blah, 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 blah. Not to gatekeep. I actually don't remember. It's a bunch of numbers. And it's the same camera they filmed It's Always Sunny on, the first 5 seasons. And the Duplass brothers used it for mumblecore movies. But yeah, I wanted to experimenting with that. Really, excuse me, cool camera. Got a great deal. Got it for $100, dude. People were charging like $300 on eBay, and it was broken. I found one that works supposedly. I need to get a battery. Hopefully, it works. And it was $100, and it looks great, great condition. Just gotta clean it. Cool story, bro. Gotta sell some stuff. Guys, I'm an eBay seller. I'm a very experienced eBay seller. So I got to sell some stuff on eBay. This year, I have it written on my, well, you can't really read that, but it says, get money, get paid. I don't know why I looked at it. I know what it says, but it says get money, get paid. And this is another recommendation. I'll link the ping pong, the animation trailer, but I don't think you should watch a trailer. I didn't watch a trailer. I just watched just watch it. But I'll link that so you could see what it is. And then I'll also link one of my favorite YouTube videos is by Chai City. I think his name's Mr. Chai City. OG YouTube video. And he's showing off his refrigerator, which he fills with a bunch of different drinks for, this video is probably not aged well in terms, maybe I shouldn't link this actually. He's basically he has different types of drinks for different women, mostly because of their ethnicity. He's like, this is for white girls. They like this, they got Snapple. He's like, this is for the Latinas. This is for like the trailer park white girls. This is for like the Lululemon. Like he's like going through all these different types of like women, and his fridge is literally just like drinks, but it's also from like 2005 or something like that. He also has another great video where he goes to McDonald's and buys everything off the menu. It's classic old school YouTube. It's just a guy filming with a camcorder. You never see him in that video. But he has on his fridge, I think, maybe on his fridge, it says get money, get paid. And I wrote that down because I was trying to manifest getting a job. But then I monetized my YouTube and I've gotten paid a little. So I did manifest. Mr. Chai City, he helped manifest that with me. But again, the language might be a little inappropriate. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. I haven't watched it in a minute. But I'll link that classic old school YouTube video. There's another video of him visiting. Oh my God, his channel is fascinating. Like, cause it's like a time capsule, and he posts like every like few years, like one video, and it's like POV. It's like raw, And one of the videos is him visiting his friend's grave, and he's like crying, and that video is like, and it's really it's sad, but it's beautiful too. And shout out Mr. Chai City. Is that his username? Mr. Chai? I think it's Mr. Chai City. But honestly, just watch Mr. Chai City and Ping Pong the animation. You don't need to watch. Let's just like forget like the Marvel and this is, guys, this is what my professors were saying to me during peak Marvel, because I had a Captain America hoodie from like high school or middle school, right? I wore like the same clothes from like 8th grade all the way up to like college, and they would be like, ugh, like they would scoff at stuff like that. To me, I'm like, you hate poor people? You know what I mean? Because pop culture should be for everybody. Okay? So that's what pisses me off when Stranger Things has all this money behind it, and it's behind this big ass paywall from Netflix. And I don't know, I'm not saying, but like maybe we shouldn't just pay for things in the time being until till the system acts a little better. You know what I mean? So in Minecraft, allegedly, I'm not saying that, but that's my thing is you should check out stuff. I think I really want to just go off friends' recommendations at this point. I'm kind of over stuff being marketed to me because a lot of it sucks. And yeah, so Ping Pong the Animation and Chai City and The Last Airbender by M. Night Shyamalan. And hey, I'm sorry if I offended you. If you liked any of the stuff, like, oh, I actually liked the new Percy Jackson show, or I actually liked the Last Airbender Netflix show. I'm not saying you have bad taste, but I'm saying I hate those things, and I have the best taste in the world and the best opinions, the right opinion, the correct opinion. I just am, guys. I just really have the best opinions of all time. I'm joking, but honestly, that's low key how I feel. Like I'm like, I don't think like, oh, this is my feeling about that. I'm like, no, that's bad, or that's good, or that's, that's okay. That's good. I'm like deciding. I'm like, yes. But hopefully my taste will catch up with my wardrobe, guys. I'm trying to. I mean, I don't have the money to, but I'm like, Wakanda. Have you? I'm online too much, guys. I'm not even gonna explain that. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not from Wakanda. I'm from Wakanda. 6-7. All right. Thank you, Garen, for your question about fear. I hope I answered it. I don't really know, honestly. It's a good question, but I really don't know, honestly. But I am an anxious guy. And my fear right now is this is way too long. I hope you guys like this. These episodes have been pretty long. Maybe next week I'll keep it an hour. I didn't pick my nose. I was just itching. Things. All right, let me wrap it up. I will be putting out Alien ASMR. I think I'm just going to do one. Or I'm going to do like a trilogy. Honestly, Stranger Things inspired me. I was like, hold up. This is how it's done. And then I was going to make like, because Mitch TV, I think I'm going to bring back in February, maybe. So I was like, well, maybe I'll post ASMR for the month of January. But I kind of want to just do the Alien every week and do like a story. What do you guys think of that? I like saving all the ideas for Mitch TV. I don't really want to do like this and that and this and that. I think that the aliens could be on Mitch TV, but I feel like the aliens, like, they're the ASMR aliens, And I feel like I could make episodes like a whole season for just the month of January. Maybe like, how many weeks are in January? 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. Well, I probably would just do 4, I guess. 4 episodes. I don't know. Maybe more. If I just did the Alien ASMR multiple times in a row, I wonder if people would be like, all right, bro. But I need more time to figure out Mitch TV because I might switch cameras to my other camcorder and switch frame rate. It would be 24 frames maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I also maybe might change like the look of it. Instead of the white background. I did see one comment. I don't know if this person's a Patreon member. Excuse me. So if this is your comment, shout out you. But they were like, Mitch TV's kind of like, it hurts my eyes. Because it's like white. The background's like white. And it isn't pure white. What the fuck? bro. That's eugenics, bro. In my freaking brainwash. No, but it's not like on the hex code, it's not like white. It's like gray, kind of. It's not like white. Cause, and I try to put like some warmth in it on the hex code on the color wheel, but it's like white and it's bright. And I checked it out on my TV when I was in bed. I was like, I wonder what Mitch TV looks like on my TV, and I like put it on, and I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of bright. So I'm working on testing out. I might keep it the same, but I'm trying to do the new season. Will have like a new look where it'll be like a different background, something like calming, but something's abstract still. So it might be a color or like kind of like a pattern maybe. I have ideas, so I'm gonna try that out. I want to keep it kind of blank though. I think we'll see. I don't really want to do like sets, like backgrounds that change. I could, but I see people comment, that are like, Mitch TV's like Blue's Clues. I love that like stoners are commenting. That actually makes me really happy. But I did not set out like to make it that, and I think if I lean too much into like the Blue's Clues thing, because I'm like, Mitch TV became what it became. It's all like practical like steps, like adapting a TikTok into a YouTube video and adapting that YouTube video into an ASMR, adapting the ASMR into Mitch TV. It's like it got to how it got because of that, and also like practical stuff and reasons. So that's why I think like if I was like, I'm going to make Blue's Clues for adults, adulting, and stoners, Rick and Morty, bong. If I made Mitch TV like that, I think it would suck. And obviously Mitch TV is like so perfect and good. No, but you can see the earliest Mitch TV to the last two Mitch TVs. They're like different, night and day kind of. Or not night and day, but... So new Mitch TV, I'm going to rework it a little. I want them to be 22 minutes, and I want them... There's going to be no more home movies. I've ran out of home movies. I mean, there's others, but no more trauma for my home movies. No, but no more home movies. I'm going to have to put something in there that's like edited, and I'm not sure what it will be yet. Maybe like a segment. I'm not sure. But I'm going to figure out Mitch TV and work on music. And sorry, I'm talking in this tone. And I think I'm going to rewatch Stranger Things Season 5 and look for clues for Season 6, which should be releasing next week. Because if you look at Stranger Things and you put the T upside down, it looks like Vecna's wiener. Sorry. All right. Thank you for watching my podcast. I hope you're convinced to join my Patreon now. Did I persuade you? I think I'll do this. I don't know how long I'll do Patreon, but maybe I'll do like one free podcast every like New Year's, maybe. Maybe this is a tradition. But I post one every week. I don't have a set day yet, but I'm going to do every week. They should just be an hour. This one's 2 hours. Oh, kind of like Stranger Things finale. Except I will be putting this podcast, Patreon podcast, in select theaters. You have to pay $30. But yeah, so I hope you like this type of stuff. Just me talking. And I guess I'll post some ASMR on YouTube, like alien ASMR. And I hope you like that. And yeah, music. That's like my main focus. I'm like, I gotta get some music out. So I feel like the ASMR is easier to make and I can get it out. But Mitch TV, I really want to like tweak it a little. So So Mitch TV might not be out till later, like February or something, season 2. It's exciting. Anyways, all right, love you. Is that how we should end it? Love you, bye. No, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. And thank you for supporting me on Patreon and sharing my videos and my music and stuff. It means a lot. And I hope you have a wonderful new year. And just remember to take it easy. Take it easy. It's cold. It's weird. Well, your mom. Oh, I'll play the song. That's another thing for Mitch TV. I was like, maybe I won't play the song and I'll just record a new, slower version of the song and make it like the credits. I might do that, but I do think there's something kind of vibey about like pulling out the guitar, like, oh, that was a fun time, wasn't it? It's time to say goodbye. So I think I will. Will has powers. I think I'll do that. I'll still use the guitar. I just need to figure out the sound. For Mitch TV, it's bad for the guitar part. I need like a mic close to my mouth. I have an idea, so I'm gonna figure that out. But that's also this podcast. I promise it's not going to be all behind the scenes. I mean, this is a very topical episode, kind of, and talked about a lot of topics. But some stuff is like behind the scenes on the YouTube channel, just letting you guys know like what I'm thinking or whatever. Anyways. Brain goes numb, mind is gone. I am dumb, I am wrong. Why'd I go and say it like that? Don't you see? I don't see how you see. You see me. Why you gotta see me like that? Sometimes I have a little trouble singing that. But it's like a vibey song. It's like kind of meditative. And that's what I want my videos to be like. Like Mitch TV, I want the new season to have a like a chill vibe. It's funny and silly and fun to make. I want it to have a coat of paint that just makes it relaxing more. Maybe a little easier on the eyes. Like these walls, you know, like a warm tone maybe. Or maybe like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll experiment. It's all about process, guys. That's why Stranger Things sucked. Something messed up in the process, guys. They did something. I don't know what they did. It's Probably something to do with Israel, guys. All right. See you later. Bye.